finally, after waiting for over a week, we get episode 5 of Gangsta. So let's get down to it, shall we? Tag versus tag. Alrighty, so it was Machete versus Katana, Kid versus Nick, aka A0 versus A0. Now that battle, that was animated very, very well. What I noticed with the Kid was that he kept on charging after Nick, while Nick, he was basically doing like defense mode and things like that, until the Kid decided to run away. Then Nick, we find out that he overdosed on the drugs. I forgot what they were called, Celibur or something like that. He overdosed on the drugs, and he wasn't feeling any pain when the Kid stabbed him and stuff with like multiple swords or knives. And so Nick, he was all like, I'm out for blood. So that was pretty awesome, seeing just Nick go insane. Yo, how often does he do this? That's what I want to know. How often does he overdose on these drugs? Remember when Nina gave him the pack of the drugs and things like that, and he just like gobbled them all down in like one go? Are those it? Or are those supposed to stabilize him? I wonder, and I like I said, I want to know how often Nick does this. So, we got to meet another tag, a female tag, actually, and her name is Ginger, and whoo, she is fast. Oh, wow, that was crazy fast, okay? It's like she had invisibility powers, okay? You saw you saw Woodick with the gun and stuff about to shoot Gina, and then all of a sudden, the gun just disappeared from his hand. I thought I blinked for a second. I was like, wait, hold up, did I miss something? But no, it was Ginger. She had the gun. Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. It's strange. She's such a nervous wreck for a tag, so I'm intrigued by her, though. And also by this thing known as the Guild. And apparently Gina seems to be maybe possibly the head of it, or... Oh, right. Gina? Is she not a copy and paste version of Balalaika from Black Lagoon? Okay? Literally, I'm sitting here watching this, and we haven't even seen her face yet, okay? All we saw her, when we first saw her in the episode, was that she was holding a cigarette. I was all like, Balalaika. Okay, we see a little bit more of her. Balalaika. We see her uniform, okay? Remember Balalaika? She used to be an ex-mercenary, okay? So, again, Balalaika. Let me see her face. Rock hard. Balalaika. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying that Gina and Balalaika are like twins. They're related, I gotta say. Alright? Now, let's talk about Alex for a little bit. Ooh boy. She is traumatized. I knew that she was traumatized from the last time when we saw her in her image of Barry. But wow, she's seeing him constantly and constantly. And so she thought she saw him out the window, but of course that couldn't be him. I mean, she even continuously shot his dead corpse. There's absolutely no possible way he is alive, okay? And then we hear the door open. We see blood and a wet umbrella. Who is this person? At the end of the episode, we see that the phone is ringing and Alex is nowhere to be found. Now, maybe she just ran off, okay? Or it was someone after her. Because, she's the only survivor out of Barry's entire little gang there, So it would make sense if someone else was after her. I'm not too sure if she just ran off on her own, though, so that's pretty interesting. Oh boy, Alex, where are you going? Where are you? What happened? Okay, I was kind of also surprised that Woodick saved the Kid. Alright? And another thing I want to talk about more about these drugs that Nick was taking. Apparently when you take these drugs, you don't feel pain, alright? And yo, Nick, when he OD'd on them drugs, you saw him run up the wall? He just ran up the wall. Like, we saw the Kid, okay? We knew the Kid was able to do some high flying, jumping skills and things like that, alright? But Nick, he just ran up the wall. I was like, okay, forget physics. No! It's like when you're watching Black Lagoons. Physics don't apply. No, physics doesn't exist. That's how it is with Gangsta. Who cares about physics? Alright? Now, one last thing I'd like to mention before I end this review is that we heard the Monroe mafia talking, and apparently they were saying how there was this kid that, like, the Kid tag reminded them of this other tag, which was at the time a C3, who killed his family. And we saw images of this person, and it seemed like it was Nick. Interesting. We also got to see Wojtek at the beginning of the episode and stuff with him, and his job and stuff. Came back with money. He's like, "Hey, I got some money." Oh, when you saw Nick, he was like beat up, and then you saw Chad being a fatherly figure and stuff. It's very interesting, the relationship Chad has with Nick and Wojtek. But yeah, I'm so happy that we now can continue on with our regularly scheduled program of Gangsta, alright? Now, normally I would say catch me later as I review God Eater, but I heard that God Eater isn't getting an episode today. So, instead, catch me tomorrow as I review Akagami no Shirayuki Hime. I'm Sumo Otaku, sayonara.